Would buying an investment property in Melbourne be a good idea? Whether you're an experienced investor looking to add to your portfolio, or maybe you're looking to buy that first rental property, well, let me introduce you to Melbourne, Florida, Brevard's second largest city. If you look at a map, you can see that Melbourne is centrally located and offers easy access to most of Brevard County. Melbourne has 6 exits to I-95 and a dozen or more connections along US 1. This gives your future tenants easy access to get to work no matter where they're employed in Brevard County. There are 3 causeways connecting Melbourne to the beaches, plus you've got some other great thoroughfares with Wickham Road, Babcock to help your tenants get around the city. The largest field for employment in Brevard County is health and wellness, and the city of Melbourne has 4 hospitals. There are dozens of smaller medical facilities and hundreds of doctors' offices. Another large employee here in Brevard County is retail, and in Melbourne you have 6 Publix, 3 Aldis, 2 Super Targets, 2 Super Walmarts, a Costco, a Sam's Club, 3 Home Depots, and a Lowe's. Melbourne's also home to the big government contractors, aerospace and tech companies. These include L3 Harris, Northrop Grumman, Collins Aerospace, and Embraer. Melbourne also is home of the Melbourne-Orlando International Airport. Right now, there are 104 single-family homes available for rent in Melbourne. Rent range is between $1,550 and $4,750 per month. Average rent price is $2,437 per month, and the median rent price is $2,300 a month. The last 6 months, there were 305 homes to rent in Melbourne, which averages 50 homes per month. With 104 active homes for rent right now, that gives us a 2-month supply of properties available. So we have a good demand for rental properties and a relatively low inventory. This is a good opportunity for you for investment. Average rent was $2,435 per month. Median rent was $2,300 per month. 183 of the homes that were rented were between $2,000 and $3,000 per month. Most of them did not have a pool, so keep that in mind as you're shopping. Average size was 1770, median size was 1734, and the average days on market were 45 days for a home to rent. So they're renting fairly quickly. Looking at the costs that you'll need to keep in mind to acquire these properties. You got the initial purchase price, down payment, cost of the loan, insurance, property taxes, inspections, and land surveys. Does the home you're buying need any major repairs or updates? Some things to keep in mind. Will you hire a property manager? What's the anticipated vacancy between the purchase date, putting the home on the market, and getting a tenant? What are your carrying costs for this time frame? Property taxes. It depends on whether the home you're looking to purchase is either inside the city limits or outside the city limits. Currently, the millage rate for inside the city limits is 17.2369, and outside the city limits, it's either 11.959 or 12.752. Recommend getting familiar with the Brevard County Property Appraiser's website. They have a lot of good information and resources there, one of which is the tax estimator. Pull up the parcel you're interested in, hit the tax estimator button, and enter in the purchase price so you have an idea of where it's going to be at next year. I highly recommend that you hire a property manager to at the very least help place the tenant into the property, and strongly consider using them to help manage the property too. Property managers, they already have the marketing set up to attract tenants into the homes with their other inventory they have on the market. Most of the property managers have hired a real estate attorney to draw up a rock solid lease for you to protect yourself and the property. If you hire this property manager to manage your property, just know that they have vendors on speed dial. So if there's a leaky toilet or something wrong with the air conditioners, they got you covered. The commissions, the cost to hire a property manager, of course they vary and they are negotiable, but here are some guidelines of what I've seen. Half of the first month's rent goes towards commissions. 25% will be towards the property manager itself for the marketing and advertising. The other 25% goes to the real estate agent that brings in that tenant. The other half of the first month's rent, if you're using the property manager, will be used to set up the escrow account to pay for some small things that might need to get repaired on the house, aka the leaky toilets or maybe AC issues. And once the tenant is placed and the property manager is working on your behalf to make sure rents are collected, the property is being maintained, and minimizes your vacancies in between tenants, they typically charge 10% of the rent. Again, commissions are negotiable. Have your conversation with the property managers to get good details on what these costs actually are. I know owning a rental property is not for everyone. Those who do decide to add rentals to their portfolio buy one house at a time and then they add another one every couple years. I've helped some beginner investors buy their first home with the intention of living in it for a couple years and then save to buy the next property. They structure the mortgage payment to make certain that this payment is less than what area rents are. They start saving the down payment for their next property and have the tenants move in and pay for their mortgage from that point forward as they build equity. If this sounds interesting to you, we should talk. This link, it'll take you to my calendar. We can schedule a call there. And of course, my contact information is below. My name's Eric Larkin with Real Broker. I appreciate you tuning in and I'll see ya on the next show.